Lesson 10. Past tense. Let's start. Write your experience when you were alone yesterday in your home. Let's understand. The past tense denotes the completion of an action before the present moment. Most stories and anecdotes are written in the past tense as they deal with events that have already happened. Let's recapitulate how the past tense form of the two primary auxiliary verbs to be and to have is used. To be. Remember that the verb to be can be used both as main and auxiliary verb. Examples: they were heartbroken after the tragedy as main verb. They were satisfied with their new house as auxiliary verb. Does not change its form during its use as main or auxiliary verb. Given below is a ready reference for using the verb to be in the past tense. Positive form, negative form, question form. I was not, was I. You were not, were you. He, she, it was. He, she, it was not. Was he, she, it? We were not, were we? They were not, were they? Note that short forms can also be used with this verb. To have. It can be used both as main and auxiliary verb. Examples: I had a sports car some years back as main verb. They had a supercomputer in their lab some months before as main verb. They had to accept the proposal as auxiliary verb. They had to go and perform certain rituals at their home as auxiliary verb. Note that when used as a main verb, have expresses possession. It does not change its form during its use as main or auxiliary verb. Given below is a ready reference for using the verb to have in the past tense. Positive form, negative form, question form. I had not, did not have, had I, did I have, you had not, had you, did you have, he, she, it had, he, she, it had not, had he, she, it, did he, she, it have, we had not, had we, did we have, they had not, had they, did they have. Note that short forms can also be used with this verb. In this chapter, you will learn the following ways to express the past time: simple past tense, past continuous tense, present perfect tense, past perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense. Simple past tense. Forms. Positive form. Simple past tense of the base verb. We walked towards Rajghat. Negative form. Subject plus did not plus base verb. We did not walk towards Rajghat. Yes or no question form. Did plus subject plus base verb. Did we walk towards Rajghat? WH question form. Question word plus did plus subject plus base verb. Why did we walk towards Rajghat? Simple past tense is used to denote a past action. Examples: I ran as fast as I could. He spent all his life in serving the poor. A past habit. Examples: our neighbors always had something to criticize us for. Every day she read one motivational story to us. Do refer to Chapter 8 to refresh your knowledge of regular and irregular verbs and their past forms. Past continuous tense. Forms. Positive form. Was or were plus ing form of the base verb. They were walking fast as if they were possessed. Negative form. Was or were plus not plus ing form of the base verb. They were not walking fast as if they were possessed. Question form. Was or were plus ing form of the base verb. Was or were will be placed before the subject. Were they walking fast as if they were possessed? Past continuous tense is used to denote an action that began, continued, and completed in the past, that is, before now. Examples: the entire island was shaking with the onslaught of the tsunami. Everyone was walking because they were part of the marathon. Present perfect tense forms. Positive form has or have plus past participle of the base verb. He has swept the ground with a broom. Negative form has or have plus not plus past participle of the base verb. He hasn't swept the ground with a broom. Question form has or have placed before the subject plus past participle of the base verb. Has he swept the ground with a broom? Present perfect tense is used to denote past action that have just completed. Examples: the teacher has finished marking the papers. The trains have left the platform. Completed but continues to affect the present in some way. Examples: Bhopal residents have lived under the fear of another gas leak. The prisoners have escaped from the captivity. Completed in a time in the past that is not known. Examples: the tower has stood strong and resolute since eternity. Have you had your breakfast? Began in the past and continues upon the present moment. Examples: she has lived here for 5 years. They have waited whole day outside the court. Note that the following words are often used together with the present perfect tense: already, before, ever, for, just, lately, never, really, recently, since, so far, up to now, yet. Difference between simple past and present perfect tense. The basic differences between the two are as follows. Simple past expresses an action from the past without any link to the present. Occurred a long time ago. Time of action in the past. Present perfect expresses an action from the past that is linked to the present. Occurred a short while ago. Time of action from the past up to the present. Past perfect tense forms. Positive form had plus past participle of the base verb. They had walked for the marathon. Negative form had plus not plus past participle of the base verb. We hadn't seen each other for quite a while. Question form had placed before the subject plus past participle of the base verb. Had we seen them recently? Past perfect tense is used to denote an action completed before a given time in the past. Example: Sarita had already written the letter by the time they came. A past action that was not realized. Words such as hope, expect, think, mean, and so on are used along with the verb in this case. Example: the family had desired a very bright future for him. Present perfect continuous tense forms. Positive form has or have plus been plus ing form of the base verb. They have been walking for the marathon. Negative form has or have plus not been plus ing form of the base verb. They have not been walking for the marathon. Present perfect continuous tense is used to denote a past action that continues up to the time of speaking. Note that the action may still be ongoing at this point of time. Example: she has been crying all night. A series of repeated actions that began in the past and have continued up to the present. Example: the jury has been discussing the verdict for 24 hours. A temporary action lasting for a short duration of time. Example: we have been arguing every time when this topic comes up. Past perfect continuous tense forms. Positive form had plus been plus ing form of the base verb. You had been walking for an hour. Negative form had plus not plus been plus ing form of the base verb. You had not been walking for an hour. Question form had plus subject plus ing form of the base verb. Had you been walking for an hour? Past perfect continuous tense is used to denote an action that began before a certain time in the past and continued up to that time or completed or stopped before it. Examples: the baby had been sleeping for 3 hours. The scientist had been experimenting for 2 hours. An action that started and how long it continued in the past. Examples: I had been writing a ghost story since morning. She had been preparing dishes for the last 3 hours. Do remember that simple past tense denotes actions completed in the past, that is, a time before now. There are different ways to express past time. Lesson 11.